Okay, good morning. How are you doing? I hope you had fun yesterday. I did. And I hope you survived your jet lags and time differences and are completely ready for day 2. So I want to go over a few logistical things and of course talk a little bit about the social event tonight. 1, I have to set something straight. I forgot to mention 2 countries yesterday. So here we are. Please welcome our participants from Greece and Bangladesh. Yes. Woo! Day 2 at DevDays always means that, something we've done for about 5 years is on the second day of DevDays, have a special track for students. So invite universities to send a team of students and compete for the best presentation. So today, you will see that the room here next door, the Kari, will be used by the students to prepare their tracks, give their presentations, and there is actually a real panel of judges judging their presentations. So at 16:45, so that's 4:45, they will present, and then the presentations actually are from 13:45 to 15:30, and then at 16:45 we will hand them over the prize, which is always the most desirable DevDays trophy, a really hideously beautiful, big trophy. So that's always worth looking for. I must say, so far I've been totally amazed by what these students can do in as little time as they have. What is new this time around is that we also have a startup track for these 5 companies here. In fact, there were many more companies that wanted to compete, but we did a little pre-selection. So these 5 companies here are here to do basically the same thing as the students. So also in the Kari, they will do their presentations as well. And then at 16:45, we'll have a prize for them as well. Of course, that's not a hideously beautiful trophy. Since they're startups, we have a prize money of 2,500 euros provided by Conclusion. It's definitely worth checking out what these are doing. So, come over to watch their presentations and see what both the students and these startups are up to. Also, today is the group photo. This is during lunch. When we started out 5 years ago, it was in our office. It was pretty easy to make a group photo, and every year is a step up in complexity since we're growing as a community. So what we're going to do today is we're going to try to make this group photo. You can see it did work out pretty well last time around. We were all there. This time around, we're in a new building. So what we're going to do is during lunch, we're going to make this group picture in the main room over there, and the photographer will be right on the first floor next to the chalets there and making a picture of us. And make sure to bring your cup. I don't know if you brought your cup with you. We thought it would be a nice idea if everyone would raise their cup and then make the group picture. So that's at 1:15 during lunch. You don't even have to leave you can stay at your desk and continue eating. That's good. A repeat from yesterday. The backroom sessions, it worked pretty well. I was happy about the sessions I saw yesterday, and we still have a few slots left if you have an interesting idea or a specialized session that you want to run. As I said yesterday, we have 4 smaller meeting units on that side of the building. There's actually 2 available over the day, and 3 chalets on the right-hand side. They accommodate about 15 people, and the ones on the left-hand side about 6. So if you have a highly specialized talk, you want to invite a few people to talk and discuss some things, these rooms are excellent for that, and there's still a few spaces left. Another thing that I want to point out to you is that for years already, we have also run the FHIR project session and the FHIR community sessions. So the FHIR community sessions is where people come over and talk about how in their community, how in their country, how in their company they have been using FHIR. So this is the place where we're not talking just about generic subjects and how to do stuff tutorials, but how people have been actually using FHIR. So for 5 years, this has been run by someone who who's been very helpful to us. He has run for a few years. Well, for example, I don't know if you know the FHIR calendar that we did a few years ago. It's always been this guy that has been helping us get the community up to speed and let it grow. His name is René Spronk, and I wonder whether he's here. Is René here? Not yet. Well, René, I've got a present here for you, so come to pick it up later. So that's there, and when it's here this afternoon, we'll see if we can have an occasion for him to give him another hand. The back rooms. So what's happening in the back rooms? This is the current version. Well, actually, the version of this morning, 7 o'clock. So take a look. I'm not going to mention all of the tracks. This is what's going to happen in the back rooms this morning. Well, actually, there's a few things I can say about this, especially Graham's session about versioning this morning. He wasn't even aware he was giving it, so he's still doing it. This will be about, the word versioning is totally overloaded, but in this case, it's about how could you create a FHIR endpoint that runs both version 3 and 4 of FHIR. Version 2 or 3 of FHIR. We've built in a few features in the FHIR specification that are pretty new. So Graham has touched upon them yesterday in his R4 talk. But if you want more details, you can get there. Otherwise, in the afternoon, we have 3 sessions. So especially in the afternoon, we have a few backroom sessions, backroom spaces left for you to fill up if you needed to. All right, another repeat from yesterday. I just want to make sure that I tell you that we are recording all the sessions, right? You can watch them at home. So don't worry about it. After Dev Days, you will get all the recorded sessions. You can play them to your colleagues. I think for the first 6 months or so, they will be behind a password. But after 6 months, we release them to the general public. But the 6 months, because you were here with us, you get the... you get to, show off with your friends and colleagues that you can access the Dev Days, this year's Dev Days videos. And then, of course, it's Massage Thursday again, just like yesterday. But now the chair massages were a huge success yesterday. There was a queue all the time. So if you still like to have a chair massage of all the work you're doing, from noon till 4 o'clock, they will be available again. And also a rerun in the top chalet there. Actually, it took me a while to find it yesterday. Did someone else have the same problem? I was like, I want to get up there. The stairs are actually really well hidden. You have to go on the left-hand side of the chalets, and then in between 2 chalets, there are these tiny stairs up there. So if you want to get to the chair yoga session, we'll teach you how to do yoga while you're in your chair and still working. And then another rerun this afternoon is the introduction to A Heartful Life, which will bring you in, back to your inner self again. In this room today, we have 2 stand-ups. The first one is by Dave de Bronkart, e-patient Dave. E-patient Dave, I think for me, is the kind of patient that I'd like all patients to be. I mean, for years we've been saying we really like to run our apps and our software and get to the data in the hospitals. And there's one group of people who can really make that work. If all patients will start demanding their data, maybe that will start happening. But so far, patients haven't been as vocal as I like them to be, except, of course, for this radical here, e-patient Dave. So he gets more and more radical by the year, so let's see what he's going to talk about today, how he really, really, really wants to get to his patient data right now in all caps. So let's see what's happening there. And then afterwards, next up, 3:30, Why Open Wins. That's run by Martin Woodward, VP of the .NET Foundation at Microsoft, and I've been a Microsoft developer for a long time, and I was surprised when Microsoft started creating their software in the open source. We all know they bought GitHub and so on. And Martin is going to tell us about how he made that happen. Well, amongst other things, he made it happen within Microsoft. So what happened within Microsoft? Why did Microsoft start going over to open source? That's this afternoon. And then, of course, after that, we have the social event. The social event this year is at Zuidpool, which is by the way, in summer, this is more known to the Amsterdammers as Strand Zuid. We don't really have a beach here, but this is where we simulate a beach. I mean, the beach is like 30 minutes from here, but at Strand Zuid in the summer, it's next to a water, and they create a beach-like atmosphere. But now they've turned it into a wintry, gezellig, cozy room for all of us to be. So we'll provide the food there, amongst other things, and drinks, and hopefully we get a little bit in this wintry mood. It's way too beautiful and too warm this year, but it will still be winter in there. So at 5:15, we can gather around, close down your laptops and get ready to be transported by bus, more or less at 5:30 to Zuidpool. And then that is the social event and dinner. And at 8:45 and at 9:30, there will be one bus. So at both times, there will be one bus getting back to the Artemis Hotel and the Corendon hotels. And if you want to stay on a little bit, that's no problem at all. You have your public transport tickets after all, and we can get into the city and have more drinks. Oops, yeah. But just remember that I will be standing here at 8:30 Friday morning again, starting it up. I know it will be half of us then tomorrow morning, and 5 minutes before the real tutorial start, everyone will get in. That's okay. We've done that every year. I won't be disappointed. I understand. Your boss allowed you to go to Amsterdam. Now you're here. What are you doing? Yeah, of course. Still, every time we have a social event, we want to give you, a little bit of Dutch culture. And one of the things we're going to offer you, one of the games, we're going to play a few games there, old Dutch games. And one of the games we're going to play there is a real sport. And it's called Schulen. Every year I teach you one word. This is a really important one, Schulen. So if you can pronounce that, you're all set. So we can play the game of Schulen. And if you think this is some kind of laid-back, old-fashioned game, think again. Because I have here a picture of the Dutch championship, Schulen. Look at that. That's dynamic, no? I see that all these referees totally ready to watch. It's so easy to not play by the rules, obviously. And yesterday, while I was preparing these slides, I found that there is an enormous coincidence. It's a chance we cannot forego. We have to do something with this. So if tonight it turns out that you're really good at Schulen, I have good news for you. One day from today is actually the Dutch Open Championship Schulen. So if you feel talented, I can read the Dutch here. I can easily say, here's our top talent. You have to travel a little bit, though. But the Open Dutch Championship Schulen will be November 17th, 2 days from now. Well, treats for all. Okay, yes. Last thing I want to tell you. This was about a footprint, and I thought, let's do a game. This, I don't know if you've seen it, but at the reception desk we had this little box. Oh, here it is. Trees for All. It's where you can donate money for trees. Well, of course, guys, you don't have to, but let's do a game. How much money did we get yesterday for Trees for All? Anyone? How much? 23 euros. What else? 50. The total score of yesterday was 23 euros 10. You knew about this. I think we can do better, honestly. So I will put this back at the reg desk, and I hope you will help us plant a few more trees on the 30th of November. Oh, and I'm losing the money here too. Okay. Thank you. That would be all. We can start hacking and learning again today. And don't forget, we will be recording all sessions, and you can watch them at home. Have a great day.